Hair additions are loose hair fibers that are attached to a client's own hair. They offer a whole new spectrum of design options. You can add length, density, texture, and color to accent your design. You can match color and texture for a natural-looking result, or introduce contrasting elements to create stunning new effects. Let's look at some of the more popular methods used to create hair additions. Off-the-scalp braiding uses a standard 3-strand braiding technique, incorporating loose hair or fiber along with the natural hair as it is braided. Position the addition as shown, joining it with the outside strands. Then begin using an underbraid technique, incorporating the additional hair. Note that the density of the additional hair closely matches that of the 3 sections. Cross the outside left strand with the additional fiber under the center strand to become the center strand. Then cross the right strand under to become the center strand. Keep the tension tied at the base of the braid as you continue using the same technique to the end of the braid. Keep the strands smooth and controlled as you proceed. As you work, you may equalize the density of the strands by borrowing a small amount of hair from the added strands and joining this hair with the strand to which hair was not added. Then continue using the underbraid technique, working to the ends. This model's additions combine on-the-scalp and off-the-scalp braiding with loose fiber. Note the consistency of the base sizes and the tension used. The ends are not braided since they are incorporated into the finished sculpted design. With an on-the-scalp braiding technique, also known as interlocking, a 3-strand on-the-scalp braid is used as a base to which fiber or hair is added. Fiber can be added with every crossover or spaced according to the desired density. Begin by parting off a track or strip of hair to be braided. At the top of the track, part off a small square and section it into 3 strands. Begin a 3-strand underbraid, crossing the right strand under the center and then the left strand under the center. Join a strand of hair or fiber to the right strand with the end of the fiber aligned with the ends of the outside strand. Then cross these combined strands to the center. Use your thumb and index finger to pick up hair from the track and add it to the center strand. Then add a new strand of fiber to the left strand and cross the combined strands to the center to lock the new strands at the base. Continue using the same technique, picking up hair at the scalp as you work through the track. Alter the pattern by adding more or less fiber or altering the number of crosses between the added fiber. Here is a completed braid. Remember that the amount of fiber you add along the track will determine the density in any given area. This model wears on-the-scalp braids with loose fibers. Note that the hair additions create a fashionable texture statement as length is added. With the track and sew method, a 3-strand on-the-scalp braid is used as a support structure to which a hair weft is sewn. Here we see a track being created. On fine or straight hair, as seen here, crimped fiber may be added to the braided track for additional stability. Use the same technique to complete the track. Plan your track so that the ends of the braids can be camouflaged by the sewn-on wefts. Once the braided technique is complete, you're ready to sew. Thread the needle after making sure the thread is long enough to be doubled back across the length of the weft or track. Sew through the weft first. Position the weft and use a clip to hold it if needed. Then bring the needle through the track. Pull the thread through, forming a small loop. Pull the needle through the loop and pull it tight. You may also wrap the thread around the needle before pulling it through to form a more secure lock stitch. Then use an overcast stitch to secure the weft to the track. For this stitch, the needle and thread are passed under the track and weft and then brought back over. Move slightly to one side to complete the next stitch. This is the simplest and quickest stitch used to secure the weft to the track. Note that a lock stitch can be used at either end of the track for added security. You may also use a lock stitch across the length of the entire weft or track, spacing the stitches evenly for consistent weight distribution of the weft. Note that a straight needle is being used for this example. A double lock stitch can be used to secure the weft at either end or across the length of the weft. This stitch is similar to a lock stitch, but the thread is wrapped around the needle as shown to create a double lock. For this model, the track and sew technique is used to attach synthetic hair that matches her color and curl texture. 3 curved tracks were braided, and an overcast stitch was used to secure the wefts. Additional hair fiber can also be attached to the client's hair using a technique called bonding. Apply the liquid adhesive consistently to the hair along the parting. Apply the adhesive along the sewn edge of the weft, then place the weft along the track and apply gentle pressure. Make sure that contact is made along the entire length of the weft. This model wears bonded additions in the back, which are layered to blend with the rest of the design. Length is added while maintaining a professional image. Bonding strand by strand utilizes a bonding agent activated by a heating element to affix loose hair to small sections of the client's hair. Begin by taking small rectangular sections within rows, isolating them with a plastic disc. Place the additions behind the hair and apply a heating element to soften the bond. Then use your fingers to roll the softened bond until the natural and added hair have bonded. Carefully observe and follow natural growth patterns as you work. This model will receive strand by strand additions to achieve additional length, color, and texture. Remember that strand by strand additions are great for achieving high fashion looks, but are also used for prescriptive purposes to improve self-esteem.